No, I got it here. I'm checking all the stuff from Canal Side last night. Do you have allergies? Yeah. Oh, you do have a cold. Oh, bless your heart. Oh, shoot. I know. It's what's crazy, except for when you're home, huh? Yeah. You know, my friend that dances with us, she was sick as a dog for a week with all that, and she's just now, and she got it from her kids who got it from school. Oh, gotta be quiet. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. It just clicked on. Hmm. Just started. Everybody was asleep by 10. I love it. See ya. How's it sound? Mhm. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Chair Yoga with Olivia. I'm Olivia. This is my church home, North Presbyterian Church in Williamsville, New York. I am delighted you chose to come to class today. If this is your first time, if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm pleased that you chose self-care today, taking time to take care of yourself. I know it's difficult to do. Lots of things pull us in many different directions. But today, by clicking on this video, this live stream, that's half the battle. You are here. Take a deep breath and let go. Get yourself a chair, some water, maybe take your shoes off if you're in a comfortable place to be in your bare feet, and let's get started on self-care. Yeah. First, sit up against the back of the seat. Now, I have this really comfy chair, so it's going to give my back a little bit of a massage. You may not have that, and sorry you don't. So just come to some stillness. Draw your attention to your breath. When you're leaning against the chair, you take that deep breath in, you feel the shoulders rise, you feel the chest, the belly come forward a bit. So really become aware of that. And on the inhale, be aware of that coolness at the end of your nose. And one more breath before we come away from the back of the seat now. So out closer to the edge of the seat. And then we fire on those core muscles that allow us to really find length in the spine from the sit bones to the crown of the head, keeping the chin tucked just a wee bit and shoulders drawing back. And then press the feet down as if you had to get all the edges of your feet into the ground, right? Had to connect with the ground. So the toes, the outside edge, the heel, of course the instep is lifted, but you have to really connect the edges of your feet with the ground. And then let your eyes drift closed once again, breathing deep in through the nose. And now that you've come away from the back of the chair, you're going to feel the rib cage expand in the back as well. And then for no particular reason, let's create a little joy inside. It's not even necessary to bring anything to mind. And notice how the corners of the mouth maybe draw back and a little bit of a smile for no reason than just joy. One more breath. And then let's begin some movement. I think we're going to start with the top of the cervical vertebrae and we'll work down through the hips today. So tipping the head over, drop the chin down, come up over to the other side, and right back up. I would say that you may hear those sort of Rice Krispies in your neck, but certainly the more you do this, or often you do this, you'll hear them even less. And again. So today we are going to work on the spine. I guess we always do, but today my focus is going to be upper body and low back, which, of course, are hips as well. If you read my email, if you get my email on Wednesday morning, you know that I was taking part in an activity that I haven't done for a long time. So my back is feeling it today. So you will reap the benefits of a good back workout just as I will. If you're interested in getting my email, then by all means, leave me a message there. Let's turn the chin over the right shoulder, and I'll get you on my list. And again. And then coming back to the front, shake a nice big and slow yes. Lifting the chin, lowering the chin, and again. And we're going to take one more range of motion, and that's going to be this infinity, this Google sign, down, around, and up, and then the other side. I feel like the trick to this is to not get the body moving just yet. Just really make it up in the vertebrae of your neck. So hold the shoulders firm. Sometimes it helps me to press downward on my thighs, and certainly fire on your core muscles as well. And one more time. All right. And back to the center. I'm going to begin to roll the shoulders around, pulling back. And again. You know what? Let's make these small first. So it's like I'm going to draw a circle on the side walls with my elbows. I'm going to make them kind of small first. Shoulders lift up, back and around. And then go the other way, same thing. Again, keep going. I'm going to turn this music down just a little bit. All right, so then bring both hands to the heart. Let's take one on top of the other. And as if you were going to pull something off of your, that's a palm, reaching up, circle all the way down. So now we take a little bigger range of motion. Same thing here. Fists. Make a fist, pull up, let go of it. All right, same thing. Make a fist, pull up, resist that, and down. Again, same thing on the other side. Make a fist, pull up and down. Two more. Make a fist and down. This time we're going to pull apart both hands on the diagonal. Reach out and bring it right back in. Same thing. So I'm going to hinge a little here and back in. And again, pull out. Sort of like a good morning stretch, right, when you get out of bed. Oh, right? And stretching the fingers far from one another. And one more time. Out. Okay, let's take the hands out wide, nice and tall. So now what I want you to do is, normally we would, we're going to get our breathing pattern here together, a little different in this. We're going to bring the fingertips together. Now we're going to inhale, stretch the elbows, round the back, scoop the belly. And then on an exhale, we're just going to stand up tall and pull the elbows back, maybe the wrists come to the rib cage. So around, inhale, scoop the belly, round, drop your chin. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We get that upper body working first. Hips will be really coming along. First we work on the upper body. And again, inhale, stretch, scoop, make this biggest basketball hoop you can make, and then exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. All right, take the hands folded. I call this I Dream a Genie style. We sit nice and tall. A little twist to the right. Let that left elbow draw towards the right wall. Inhale, come back. And then the right elbow draws towards the left wall. Inhale, come back. Reaching. Again. Reach. This time I'm going to add my head to this. All right? Keeping the arms up if you can. Deep breath. Left elbow stretches to the right. Turn the gaze if you can. Inhale, come back. Notice nothing's moving down here, right? Exhale. Turn the gaze if you can. And back. All right, let's little arc over. Deep breath. And exhale, return. Other side. We're working down the back now. And down. Again. And I like one hand there to support. But if you don't need it, go ahead and reach down. It's okay. And again. Another one. And one more time. All right. Hands on the legs. Now, lifting up. You may grab underneath. You may grab in front. Whatever you choose. A little circle in the ankle. You may have rolled back on the fleshy part of your seat. See if you can come forward and find the tip of the sit bones. All right. So extend that leg out in front. If it needs to come to the ground, that's fine. If you can keep it up, that's good too. So extend it out, draw it in, draw it up. And again, you can come down, you can stay, you can grab underneath the thigh muscle. And again. Hamstrings come into the hips. So we start to work down to that. And one more time, let's take it out to the side. Just hold for a minute. Now, from here, roll up nice and tall. You may need to lower the leg, but we're going to work the arms a little bit here too. Yeah, nice. Other side. Okay, lifting up. And extend it out. Lifting up. Again, grab underneath or in front. Take the foot out and out long. Point the toe if you'd like. Oh, we'll get to that too. All right, last one. Hold it up here and see if we can sit up nice and tall. A little circle in the ankle, wiggle in your toes. Get the sand out between your toes, yeah? All right, let's walk the feet out wide. And you have to be at the edge of the seat to do this for sure. We're going to take our cat and cow this way. So slide the hands back towards the crease of the hip. Point the elbows back, pressing down a bit. Lift the heart, inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to slide to the knees. If you're comfortable with that, scoop the belly, roll back towards the fleshy part of your seat. Coming back. Inhale, we lift the heart. Elbows back. Exhale, round. Again, lift up tall. Exhale. And again. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. All right, just sit up very tall. And add a little twist to this to get into this low back. I want you to work wherever you are comfortable here. Turning to that left leg first. All right, I'm going to keep my left hand on my leg and then hinge forward. Now, watch this knee doesn't buckle in. You want to keep that knee out there. Rise right back up. We go to the other side. Hinging over. Oh, you'll say, oh, I'm so tight there, right? Well, that means this is working. You're starting to get that flexibility. Get that stretch into those parts. Certainly never any pain, right? You work where you're comfortable. And pain should not be comfortable. All right, let's take two more, one each side. Hinging over. Belly is in. You've got to support that back. All right, now coming over to the left side, turn the shoulders. We're going to hinge at the hip right here. Now, with my right hand, I'm going to reach forward, supporting yourself, please, here, and support the back with your belly. The more you pull that belly in, the more you'll feel that stretch. Maybe look down towards the toes. We're going to lift up and take that arm to the back. Lift up. Reach forward. Look towards the toes. Lifting up. Reach back. Lift up. Reach through the little finger and look towards the toes. Again. One more time. Through the little finger, look towards the toes. And come right back up. We got another way to do, right? Okay, so we turn the shoulders first. And with that left hand, now watch this knee doesn't buckle in. If you need to bring it in a little bit more, that's okay. Through the little finger, deep breath in, exhale, belly comes in, reach up, big, big range of motion. Whatever you are comfortable with, find it, use it, and get the benefits of it. Too much on the shoulder, you can simply hinge forward and twist back. That works too. Through the little finger. As always, find what feels good. You do you. Back. One more time. Reaching. And up. All right. Walk the feet in. We're going to slide the hands down. Now, belly comes in, please. Slide the hands down the leg. I'm going to round that upper body, dome shape, and then breathe into the back ribs. Belly comes in. And as you exhale, hands on the thighs, go ahead and roll back up. Deep breath in. Forward fold. Now we work the back here, bringing the heart forward into chair pose. Push back on the sit bones. Reach forward. Yeah. Pull the shoulders back. In fact, you know what? Today, let's take the elbows back as well and really work that back. So it's like, I surrender. All right. Grab hold of that big fit ball. Push it back up to the ceiling, sitting nice and tall, feet underneath you, hands to your heart. We're going to stand up on an exhale. Here we go. However you need to get up, you need to use the chair to do that. You need to use the thigh muscles to do that. It's okay. We do want to be able to get out of the chair, right? Okay, so once again, I want you to push the sides of your feet into the earth. So be sure you feel the toes, outside edge, around the heel. The instep is lifted and then back through the big toe mound. Okay. A little micro bend in the knees. We never want to lock out the knees. So just ever so slight bend. Navel drawing inward, tailbone drawing downward. If you're comfortable in standing mountain pose, try to close your eyes and see how that changes things. It makes me fire on the muscles of my feet, toes a bit more. And there's that joy. Let the corners of your mouth draw back in a little smile. Self-care. Deep breath in. Arms reach to the ceiling, and we're going to forward fold, rain right on down. Inhale, halfway rise, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Go ahead and extend the hands out. Now they're going to be right there at your hips, all right? Not higher, not lower, right at your hips. And we circle sweep, pass through chair pose momentarily. Up, can see my toes? All the way up, deep breath. And circle the wrists, wiggle the fingers all the way down. All right, let's grab a drink of water. We'll move around to the back of the chair. Okay, so taking your feet chair width, maybe a little bit wider apart, soften into your knees. We're going to work into the hips here, and we're going to hula hoop. You know, if you had a hula hoop, what you have to do, right? Nobody's around you, so go ahead and let it go. And what's with that, huh? Well, hips are part of your low back. So we want to keep them very flexible as well. And the hula hoop action is actually great core work when you've got a hula hoop. Let's switch and go the other way. So hips are part of the low back, so we are going to work on them today too. All right, so I'm just hula hooping at this point, yeah? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing my hips side to side, and I'm going to pull this hip bone up towards the rib cage, and then the other side. All right? Just pull it up. Now, be careful, all this isn't happening in the upper body, all right? So really, really draw your attention to your hips. Let that hip bone draw up towards the rib cage, and then same thing on the other side. You may notice one leg bends, one leg straightens. That's okay. That's all right. But get that hip up towards the rib cage. Yep. Now I'll hide it. And again. All right. So hands on the chair. Let's step back to downward facing dog and get a very nice stretch in through the back, the shoulders, and the hips. So soften the knees as much as you need to. Let that tailbone draw towards the back wall. And that means that pelvis is in nice neutral position here. Turn the toes to the right. Turn the tailbone to the left. Turn the toes to the left. Turn the tailbone to the right. Nice. And then tuck the tailbone underneath you. You're going to walk your feet in as you scoop the belly and come up almost as if you're a little mole coming out of the ground. Head over, heart over pelvis. Lovely. You can stay there. I'm going to step over to the right just so you can see. I'm going to take a deep breath in, forward fold. Don't hit your face on the chair if you are behind there. Now tuck the chin, look back towards the knees, scoop the belly, and then we halfway rise. Heart comes forward. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive all the way back up. Let's do it again. Deep breath. So we come into forward fold, tuck the chin, halfway rise, a little straighten in the legs, release, reverse swan dive all the way back up. Coming back. All right, come around to the right side of your chair. We're going to keep the left hand on the chair and step up level to the chair here, or to the back of the chair. So we're going to work a little more in the hip before we get to our warrior postures today. Okay, so just lifting up on that right leg and then touch it on the ground behind you. So I'm going to soften this knee I'm standing on. We lift it up, touch it back, lift it up, and touch it back. Remember, we're not going to let that knee lock out. So you want to keep a little bit of a micro bend on it. Lifting it up and back. Now let's reverse that. It comes up and it slides back. So it's almost like you're on a great big bicycle and slides back. Lift it up, slide it back. Lift it up, stay there, slide it back. Again, we lift it up, slide it back. One more time, lift it up and slide it back. Okay, it comes up and out to the side now. And then we're going to drop the knee down, lift it up and out to the side. Now, without turning that left knee in, so you want to stay very stable on that left knee. And this right leg does not have to go out far. I like to keep my hand on my hip to try to remind it to stay facing the front. Again. One more time. All right, extend it out and then stand as tall as you can. You can drop it to the ground if you need to. Maybe find balance. And then step forward, step back. Let's rise up into Warrior One. Briefly, sink into that front knee and breathe. All right, this should get us to the front of the chair. Step back to downward facing dog. You can come up on the fingertips or use the back of the chair. That's fine. And then look towards the seat of the chair and step into it. All right, let's go to the other side. Move my chair over just a little bit here. All right, so from mountain pose, you lift up on that left leg. I'm going to curl the heel to the back and just touch the toe down. All right, lifting it up. Curl it and back. So we work in this hip here. It's like you're backpedaling on a bike now. Lifting should you find some balance or want to try without any hands, why not? And again. All right, so we back. Now we're going to switch. We're going to bring the knee in and swish it on back. And again, in, swish it on back. 2 more. And last one. All right, so from here, let that knee rotate out. Careful this left leg or right leg doesn't move. Drop it down, up and out. And again, yep, the back is always also means the hips. So we want to work the hips, keeping them flexible as well. And one more time. All right, step that foot forward, step back on the right foot. A little bit of a calf stretch there. We rise up into Warrior One. Hold it and breathe. So back to stillness. Pull that belly in. See how that changes the length of your spine. Hands find the chair. Step back to downward facing dog. Take the gaze over the chair. Step in. Let's take a little cat and cow right here. So bring the heart forward and then exhale round through the spine. Now this may feel a little different than seated cat and cow. You may like this better. You may feel some different sensations when you do this. One more time. And round. All right, bend the knees, hands back on the thighs. Let's tuck the tailbone and round back up. All right, little shakeout. Grab a drink of water, and we shall come back to the back of the chair. Okay. Let's turn both. I think we'll do this. Yeah, put that right foot right smack in the middle of the chair, and then the left foot is out to the side. We're going to turn both toes to the front. Wide standing, mountain pose. Okay. And just for fun, let's lift the right heel and transfer the weight. Keep the chair handy if you need it there. Notice both toes are still going to face front. And then drop that heel, and we go the other way. Same thing. Now, let's first start with both hands on the chair. Readjust your feet as you need to, just a little bit. But as you flex that foot, keep the toe facing straight ahead. You're going to feel this in the abductor muscles right here. And yes, they work into the hip bones here, and we need these to be very strong to help support the back. So that's what we're going to work here. I have a little micro bend in my supporting leg here. All right? And first, we're just going to take ever so slight pulse. 8, 7, 6. Try to hold that body upright. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, belly in. Can we release one hand? Let's first just try goal post. Elbows back. And then reaching a little bit higher if you can. Maybe turn the gaze over the right shoulder, and that may hinge you a little bit more. Come right back up, drop that toe back down, and we're going to turn that toe to the left wall and sink into the knee. Come into Warrior Two. You've got one hand on the chair if you need it, or extend it out. Sorry, nose is itching today. Turn the head over heart over pelvis, so you're looking right towards your device first here, and then just turn the chin. Look over the 2 peace fingers, front knee over the ankle. And then turn back to your device, and then slowly look over the 2 peace fingers in the back. All right, so we're going to turn that front palm and come into our peaceful warrior as you keep your eyes on the back hand. So it's either going to drop to the chair, to the leg, or maybe tuck into your back pocket. You're looking down towards the heel. Trace your collarbone, and the next thing you know, you're looking towards that left arm. Using the chair if you need to here. Level off in Warrior Two. Slide a wee bit, and we rest and come into extended angle. Again, using the chair if you need to here. Long line from the crown of my head to the tailbone, to the heel. Yeah. Breathe. Turn the gaze. Maybe bind this up if that's been part of your practice to open and get a little more breath in. All right, we return to Warrior Two, and we're going to walk that foot back in. All right. Give those muscles in the leg, in the hip, a little more work. So now the left foot comes behind the chair. We're going to step out on the right, so wide standing mountain pose. Okay. And then we're going to push on to the right foot by lifting the left heel. And then push on to the left foot by lifting the right heel. And this is where you may need to readjust, get the weight all the way over, and we're going to flex that foot and just leave it. Now look down at it. The toes should be facing front, the knees should be facing front. We're not going to rotate, okay? So here we are. Maybe goalpost arms here, and let's try the pulse with the arm up. So just a little bit of a pulse there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's that supporting leg? Is it talking to you? Extend out, drop the chin, looking over the left shoulder. Now pull up, pull that navel in, lift up through the pelvic floor. Really have to engage your core muscles here. Breathe. All right, come right back up. Let's drop that foot down, and we're going to walk it out, toe heel, working in the hip until we come into our Warrior Two stance. Knee over the ankle, back leg is straight, head over heart over pelvis, arms open wide, and smile draws back. All right, and then head over heart over pelvis here. Serious stuff now. Turn the gaze, look over the two peace fingers without turning the shoulders at all. Be very conscious of that. You're going to connect the ribs to the core, to the hips, so that doesn't happen. And then turn, pass through center, just looking the other way. Drop your shoulders, everyone. Okay, now while you're looking there, we're going to hinge right here. Let the fingers drop down, maybe to the chair, maybe to the leg. Looking down to the back, left toes. Tuck the chin, trace the collarbone. Come up looking at the right arm, maybe the right hand. Both shoulders are dropping, belly pulled in. All right, let's level this back off. Get head over heart over pelvis. You know when you're there, don't you? And into extended angle. Use the chair if you need to. We've come away from it, but please feel free to get back to it or to bring it to you. That's okay. All right? Yeah. Settle into this. Breathe as if you're trying to figure out what's that aroma. You know, when I've been out on walks this past springtime, and every now and then there's a new aroma out there. I'm like, what is that? What is that? Oh, it's some flower, some tree. All right, we level this back off. Walk that foot in. Toe heel. Toe heel. And back to downward facing dog. Soften the knees, hollow the belly. Take the gaze towards the earth and the tailbone to the back wall. You can look towards the back of the chair. That's fine. That depends entirely on the flexibility in your arms. All right. Let the hands return to the thigh muscles. We're going to release into forward fold. So tuck your chin, belly in, look back towards the thighs, and then reverse swan dive all the way back up. Take the gaze upward if you can, but drop the shoulders. Upward salute, we call it. And release. All right. Left hand on the chair. Step the feet out wide. And you know what? Let's almost not quite downward facing dog, but you're stepping back from the chair. So, as if you were pushing on the grocery cart, I want you to release one hand to the small of your back. We're going to swing that arm up and tuck it underneath, reach down towards the toes. And you know what? If you want to bend the knees, go ahead and do so. So we make it a little more of a lunge here. Up and down. Kind of like you're threading the needle there. Reaching up and down. I'm going to even add my fingers in so I make that fist and then back, like we did in the very beginning. One more time. Okay. Coming away from the chair, or get to the chair, we come up into star pose. Very nice. And then reach into the chair, other side. Sink into that right knee, maybe sink into the left knee. Your choice entirely. We are twisting here, we're working the spine, we're working the hips. And again. 2 more. And last one. All the way up. All right. Again, we're going to come away from the chair, come into our beautiful star pose. Drop your shoulders, everyone. Connect the ribs to the hips. Let's bring the hands together. Take this candlestick pose, stretch a little bit higher. You need to get back to the chair, do so. I'm going to walk my feet in, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. Reach, forward fold. Halfway rise. And circle sweep, come into chair pose, and we are going to stay there today while I move my chair out to the side. My knees are comfortably apart, but they're both turning to the front. Drop the hands to the heart. Now I say that, I just want you to be sure you've got this position right here. We're not rounded over. So if you drop your hands here, roll the shoulders back, let the heart come forward. Now maybe a little play in the low back here. All right, so tuck the tailbone and then point it to the back wall. So a little cat and cow in the low half of the body is what this is. And then what I want you to do is find middle ground where you're not pinching, you're not stretching, you're resting comfortably. All right? Shoulders back, heart comes forward, hands at the heart. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop that left shoulder. We're going to look towards the right wall. Now watch the knees aren't buckling in. They're still drawing right straight ahead. Come back to the center. I'm going to rise up and give yourself a little bit of a rest. Come back to mountain pose. And then we're going to take the same thing on the other side. Come into chair pose. Drop the right shoulder. Lift the left. Remember, you've got that spine in neutral, so that tailbone is drawing not all the way up to the back wall, not tucking underneath you, but pointing towards the back diagonal there. Maybe shift the weight a bit so you're not all onto the left foot or the right foot. Come back to the center, reaching skyward, forward fold. Hands on the thigh muscles, tuck the tailbone. We're going to roll up the spine this time, all the way up. And get to the chair. Hands on the chair, slide that right leg back. And what I want you to do is glue those elbows right to your body and then let that foot leave the earth as you hinge forward. Now, my toe, you see it in the back, it's facing the ground. And then we're going to come into our tree pose. So bend the knee, take it out to the side. Press it either into your calf muscle or the heel on the ground. Into sapling pose is okay. You may keep the hands on the chair. Firm up that supporting leg. 1 or 2 hands at your heart. 1 or 2 hands become the branches of your tree. Come back to your breath. 2 more breaths. All right, hands together and all the way back. Same thing again, hands on the chair, tuck the elbows in, let them support your body. You're going to slide that left leg out, let it leave the earth as you hinge forward a wee bit more. It's like you're going to reach over and grab something on the chair, And then here we go. Push up, bend that knee out to the side, come into our tree pose. Maybe the foot's on the ground. That works for me too. All right. Firm up that supporting leg. Draw the tailbone downward. Press the foot. Find balance. Find center. Find grounding through those toes. And bring that joy back to your face. Find your tree pose. And then lower that foot down, nice and slow. Come back to mountain pose. Notice how you feel. A little self-care is good. Okay, let's get a drink of water and we'll sit back down on the chair. Still at the edge of your seat, we have one more muscle, those piriformis muscles I want to stretch out because they are so important to how we walk, to our posture, to our hips, to our low back. So lifting up on that right leg. Once again, little movement in the ankle. Get it ready for this. Now, if crossing the midline is something you have been told not to do, hip replacement, hip trouble, then by all means, just simply put the foot down and maybe you can always turn the sole of the foot towards the leg. Otherwise, I am going to lift this leg up and I'm going to reach for the outside edge of my foot with my left hand. My right hand gently on the leg. In fact, I'm almost rotating this hip. So I'm going to put the hand in there and then add a little bit of a outward rotation of that leg. Gives a little different stretch. This left foot is right underneath my left knee here. And just sitting tall. Now, this is a figure 4 stretch. There are lots of variations. If this is a challenge to you and you find yourself sitting back, what I want you to do is sit up maybe 1/4 of an inch higher, but really work towards finding that length and using those core muscles to get you nice and tall as these muscles in the hips will relax. So work at that, work at that. If forward fold is part of your practice in this, by all means, be my guest. Let's lift this leg up and over. And I have the right leg on top, so I'm going to take the right hand on the bottom and I'm going to lift the left one up. Now, your choice. You may keep it on the back of the head, the low back, creep the hands together, but whatever you do, you still have that straight back, right? We haven't collapsed and contorted just to get the hands down. Keep that elbow drawing back instead of in front of your face, and keep that spine nice and tall. Release, unfurl your arms, stretch out nice and tall, deep breath. And up comes that left leg, a little circle in the ankle. Wiggle in the toes. And here we go again on this side. Lift this up and over. I'm going to grab hold of the outside edge. And with my left hand, I'm just going to externally rotate ever so slightly that thigh. It doesn't take much and you'll feel that. And again, excuse me, right foot is underneath my right knee. Breathing deep. I'm back. Okay. So your piriformis stretch, your figure 4 can be a forward fold. You probably have 2 different sides. If you're sitting back on this, I want you to work at those core muscles to get yourself maybe 1/2 inch taller in your spine. cross that leg over. We're going to slide the left hand to the low back, the right hand to the back of the head, and then we move them together as you're able to. Perhaps they touch, maybe they don't. That's okay. But the back is straight once again. And this hand in the back here really will help you straighten that spine out, the bottom hand. Yeah. All right, let's unfurl the arm. I think we've taken care of just about everything today, haven't we? We're going to hinge forward. Keep the arms out here. A little work in that upper back. And then release into forward fold. Wrap the arms, scoop the belly, and roll back up. And walk all the way back to the back of the chair. So again, I got this nice cushion in the back of my chair, so I'm going to get one last massage on my back. If you don't, I'm sorry for you, but if you'll be back at church on July 12th, we'll all do it together again. So sitting tall, again, take a deep breath in, exhale, let go, breathe, exhale through the mouth. You arrived, you practiced, you're done. Your self-care for the day is taken care of. Well, there could be more too, and I hope there is. But glad you chose to take time to take care of yourself today. Close your eyes. Take those deep breaths in. Unclench your teeth so all the muscles of the face, the neck, and shoulders can really let go. Let's use these last 2 minutes to just breathe deep. Using the exhale to relax, using the inhale to energize. Notice the difference and how you feel now. Begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Bringing the heel of the hand, the fingertips together, and dropping your chin to your chest. I thank you for your practice today, for taking the time for some self-care. May this day, this week, this month bring a little joy, a little wonder, a little peace, and a whole lot of joy, because where there is joy, there will always be miracles. Namaste, dear friends. Have a lovely week. I'll see you all again next week.